Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Sonia Gonzalez if you are new, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about my experience with antidepressants. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a backstory, and if you don't really care, you don't really want to know about me, you just want to know about literally my experience with antidepressants, then skip to this time. A little bit about me. I am 23 years old. I graduated from university 2 years ago, just about. I studied theater in college. Basically, I just didn't really know what I wanted to do when I went to school, and I thought, high school I got into theater and I thought it was really fun. I really enjoyed it. So I did that. I went to school for theater. And then after graduating, it was kind of like, what can I use my degree for? So I worked at Starbucks. Me and my fiance both worked there. We saved some money up so we can move to LA to pursue acting. And when we got to LA, we just kind of realized that we hated that city. So it just really wasn't for us. It's not even just based off talent, because there are so many talented people on this planet. There's so many talented people in the world. But in LA and in the film industry, it's just, a lot of it is based off your looks. And if you don't look a certain way, if you don't weigh a certain amount, if you're not, the certain standard, if you don't fit that, then you're not gonna get cast. It doesn't even matter about if you can act or not. Most of it is based purely off looks. So if you don't have the right look, then you're not gonna get cast. You're not even gonna get a chance to get cast, because you don't fit what they're looking for. And that's just kind of the industry, and that's a part of going into acting. And so I think really the past 2 years, I've just been wondering what I'm doing with my life, and if acting is really what I want to pursue, and if I'm just really ready for that whole industry, if I'm really ready for that. And I think moving to LA, I realized I was not, and I don't even know if that's really what I want to pursue. Like I said, I've always enjoyed movies, TV shows, books. I'm a huge fangirl. Like, I fangirl so hard for stuff. But I just feel like personally, at this point in my life, it is not a healthy place I want to put myself into. It's not something I want to pursue because, in high school and in college and even as an adult, like, I have always struggled with insecurities, as most people have, but insecurities, self-doubt, and just, self-confidence and having confidence in myself. And for a while growing up, I found confidence in men, growing up, and I would just date them because having someone think that I was, attractive or beautiful or whatever, like, it gave me confidence that I didn't have. And so growing up, I just, kept dating this guy, then this guy, then this guy, then this guy. I never was okay being by myself, really. And I feel like this whole thing that I'm trying to get to, all of this has led to my depression. Not even just that, my mom was married to a guy that wasn't very awesome, and they're both people, and people make mistakes, and everybody's human, but when they were together, it was just a horrible thing. They shouldn't have been married. It was not a healthy relationship, and I was around that. I was cutting myself in middle school. I read a lot of books about girls that cut themselves, that were struggling with suicidal thoughts, depression, just stuff like that. I was very interested in death, and I was not happy at all. And I like to joke and call that, like, my emo phase, but really I was not happy at that time. I was really depressed, and I was scared because I didn't feel safe in my environment. And it's not just about physically being safe, it's about mentally, emotionally being safe, and I just did not feel that. And then in high school, we moved. My mom, wasn't with this guy anymore. We moved to a different town, and I just kind of, tried to reinvent myself and pretend I was this, like, happy going, which I am a happy person. I am very outgoing. I love people. I love meeting people, but I just put on this facade that I thought would, help me, because I was a new girl in this small town, and I was like, you know what? I've never had attention like this. I've always thought of myself as ugly. I've always thought of myself as, this chubby little Mexican girl. And I had really low self-esteem, and so I found my confidence and my self-esteem through guys, and it was just horrible. And I struggled with that until adulthood, until I dated this really horrible guy. And I'm not even gonna talk about that. I'm gonna talk about that in another video. But yeah, I was really insecure, and I still struggle with insecurities, as most people do. But everything that happens in your life affects you and affects your brain and your brain chemicals and all that kind of stuff. So basically, everything that has led up to this point that I'm at now, where I'm back in Texas, I don't know if I want to pursue acting. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. I have, never really found my confidence in myself until theater helped me find confidence in myself. And it was like, oh, this is something I love doing, I'm good at. And, I felt like I found my niche, and then figuring out like my identity is not in theater or in acting. That made my self-confidence and everything it broke. It crumbled. This has made me be where I am today and why I'm on antidepressants. And I don't think there's anything wrong with having to get on antidepressants. I think every person, it's a choice whether you want to take medication or not. But it got to a point where I couldn't get out of bed. I was not working. I have accumulated debt because of the time in LA, because I hated it there. I had so much anxiety there, and I was in that depression, and the pandemic didn't help. Drink my kombucha because my voice is getting tired because I have anxiety, but mentally I couldn't do this, and it was too much, to put on my significant other, on my fiance, Dakota, because he was struggling with his own stuff, and you can't put that on another person. You have to deal with that for yourself. It was when we were in LA, I realized I needed to get help. So I was like, there's no affordable, therapy that I've heard of. I don't have insurance. I live in a new city. I don't even know where I would go. I don't want to go out in the city because there's so many people. I just get anxious driving. I get anxious being out in public by myself. It was a whole mess, so I didn't know what to do. So I went to Google and I looked up, affordable telehealth online that you can get medicine through, something like that. And I found an article that showed all these different websites that you could use and get telehealth through, and it's like a subscription. You pay a monthly fee, and then you can do therapy, or you can do therapy and medicine or whatever. So I looked at all of the different options, and there was Lemonade Health, there was Cerebral, and there was another one. I don't know. I checked out the websites for each of these, and I decided Cerebral was what I was gonna try. It's $45 a month the first month, and then after that it's $100 a month for what I'm doing, which is counseling plus medication. So I am on fluoxetine, which is the generic brand of Prozac. I'm on 20 milligrams right now, and I take that daily, and I can say that it has definitely helped me. It is still an everyday battle. I've been on it for 5 months. At first I was taking 10 milligrams for the first 3 months, and then these past 2 months I had asked them to up the dose after 3. I was like, I'm not really feeling the effects of it. I don't even know if it's working at this point. So they're like, well, let's just go ahead and up it, see if that helps you. And I do feel like it has helped definitely with my depression. I'm doing a lot better with that. I still struggle with anxiety on the daily, because part of it is just such a mental battle with yourself, talking to yourself, like, I'm in my head right now. This is not actually true. These people do not hate me. And even if they do, like, it doesn't matter. I'm horrible with overthinking. And I'm sure if you're watching this video, you are too. I definitely still struggle with my overthinking and my thoughts and my inner battle. That's constant. That's still a thing. Medicine's never gonna make that go away. You have to train yourself. And again, like I said, it's a daily battle. But definitely with my depression, I am able to get up and go to work. I'm able to drive to the store. I'm able to drive to work every day. When I was in LA, I could not do that. I could not get out of bed. I could not make myself work. I just stayed inside. Talking about having low self-esteem, that just made me feel even worse, because I was like, I can't even pay my bills right now. I can't even make myself go to work. Like, what is wrong with me? And I was depressed. And a lot of people are feeling that, especially with the pandemic. If you didn't have mental health issues before, you definitely are probably dealing with them now. So some of the side effects I felt when I first got on the medication, the first time I got on it, I felt some nausea. And so what I would do was, instead of taking it in the morning with breakfast, I would take it at night. And then it went away after a week. And then the second week I started taking it in the morning, because I felt like I wasn't really feeling the effects of the medication, I wasn't feeling any less anxious, any less depressed. I was like, is this even working? I just felt nauseous from it and now I don't feel anything. So I started taking it in the morning and that kind of helped. And then your body builds up a tolerance. And so they told me that, they expected that. And now I'm taking 20 milligrams. And when I first started taking 20 milligrams, I had horrible insomnia for the first week. I literally could not go to sleep. I had to take melatonin, and sometimes when I took melatonin, I couldn't even stay asleep for a full 8 hours. It was like 5 hours. It was like my body, I would go to sleep for 5 hours and then I'd have to wake up. I could not sleep longer than that. But that went away, and like I said, I've been taking the 20 milligrams for 2 months now, and I'm doing much better. I'm able to go to work. I'm able to do, the small daily tasks that I could not do 6 months ago. I am able to do a lot more now, and that is progress, and that's what you want. It's not a one fixed thing, you take your medicine and I'm happy and all my problems have gone away, everything's solved. That's not how antidepressants work. If you need help, don't be afraid to reach out. Don't worry about what people are going to think of you. Don't think less of yourself because you need help. It doesn't make you any less of a person. If anything, it actually makes you more of a person. You're human. Everybody is struggling and everybody needs help every once in a while. I'm really glad that I got on antidepressants, and I definitely feel like they have helped me tremendously the past couple of months. So I would recommend, seeking out help and doing that if you can. I will be doing a review on Cerebral, it's a telehealth service that I use. So if you're interested in that, be sure and subscribe so you'll see when that video comes out. Like this video if you did, if you found it helpful at all. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Bye guys.